أهلا بيكم في حلقة جديدة من شوتايم. حلقة النهاردة هنشوف ونتابع من خلالها أهم الأحداث والأعمال الفنية العالمية من أفلام ومسلسلات منتظرة، منها الموسم الخامس من إيميلي إن باريس وتصريحات النجمة أماندا سايفرد عن فيلمها الأحدث The Testament of Anne Lee. وفي نهاية الحلقة هنشوف تصريحات أبطال المسلسل الشهير Stranger Things. خلونا دلوقتي نشوف حلقتنا فيها إيه.
We failed. We never stood a chance.
This is not over. Not by a long shot.
This whole time, everything we have ever assumed about the Upside Down has been dead wrong.
Mother of God.
For new world.
You die, I die.
You die, I die.
أبيكس فيلم جديد من نوعية أفلام الإثارة ومقرر عرضه في إبريل 2026. بيحط المشاهدين وسط مطاردة حياة أو موت بين شخصيات أبطاله تيرون إيجرتون وكمان تشارلي ثيرون، اللي بتقدم من خلال الفيلم شخصية متسلقة جبال بتلاقي نفسها لوحدها في الطبيعة، ومش بس بتحاربها، لا دي كمان بتهرب من قاتل بيستمتع بصيد البشر.
What's special, Sasha?
I already know about you. Danger makes you feel alive.
Perfection's the only option. But this is completely different. You think you can handle it?
Run for your life.
You're playing a game. Is that what you think we're doing?
You guessed right.
Run for your life.
Let's do it.
You think I've got a problem?
You're a sick
Run for your life. Run for your life.
افنجرز دومزداي أضخم وأحدث أفلام السوبر هيروز ومقرر عرضه في ديسمبر 2026. ومن خلال الفيلم اللي بيعتبر رقم 39 في عالم مارفل السينمائي بيرجع كتير من الأبطال الأصليين في السلسلة وأبرزهم كابتن أمريكا، زي ما هنشوف مع بعض في تريلر الفيلم. فيلم ذا أوديسي هو المشروع المنتظر بقوة في 2026 للمخرج كريستوفر نولان، وبيعتبر تجربة سينمائية ضخمة بتعيد إحياء مسرحية هوميروس الخالدة الأوديسا، والفيلم من بطولة مات ديمون وآن هيثوي، وبيحكي عن رحلة الملك أوديسيوس المستحيلة للعودة لعرشه وسط وحوش وأهوال البحر بعد حرب طروادة. العرض الموسيقي ميرلي ويرولا لونج بينقل سحره من خشبة مسرح برودواي بعد نجاحه الكبير على مدار 3 سنين فاتوا لشاشات السينما في تجربة مختلفة للجمهور. والفيلم تصوير للمسرحية الغنائية مع أبطالها في أحدث النسخ دانيال رادكليف ولانسي ماندز، اللي هنعرف منهم تفاصيل أكتر عن المسرحية والفيلم.
Hey, old friend, are you okay? Old friend, what do you say? Old friend, are we or are we unique?
It's extraordinary. You know, it's very rare that this ever happens with a theater production, that it gets preserved in this beautiful way, but not only preserved, enhanced. It's a different experience than the theater production in a lot of ways. But at the end of the day, it's still our performances that, you know, get to kind of live on. And it's super special for us that they were captured and that people will get to share in the experience of this musical that we all, you know, believe in and love so much.
Most friends fade or they don't make the grade. New ones are quickly made, and in a pinch, sure, they'll do. But us, old friend, what's to discuss, old friend?
You know, there is a whole and wonderful documentary that people can also watch about the making of that first production. The Best Worst Thing That Ever Happened, directed by Lonnie Price, who was one of the original cast members. You know, I think that details really well a lot of the things that were going on there. And the thing that I think it was evident immediately about this show was like the score was incredible. Like everyone always knew like there was something brilliant in there, and there was, you know, the show was fantastic. And you know, we're very lucky to be, you know, every production has, you know, brought something to it, and we are very lucky to be in this production that has, you know, captured people's imagination in the way that it has. And then I've never had a job like this where I have genuinely like fallen in love with my co-stars in the way that we did and became friends, and it made it very easy to go to work every day, and I didn't really like ever have to act because I was just doing a play about friendship with my friends.
I called the producer.
I sent off the one act.
Started the story.
He said to come see him.
I dropped out of college.
I met this musician.
I'm playing a nightclub.
You're doing my one act.
I'm working for Red Bull.
I rewrote the ballad.
I finished the story.
We started rehearsal.
I threw out the story and then the musician. I'm moving to popular science.
We're opening doors, singing, look who's here.
It forever changed me as a performer, in that when you go backwards in time, you have to forget everything that happened before. Oftentimes when you're doing a play, you're building on a forward momentum, and you feel the drama and the evolution, and it takes you to the end. But with Merrily, you had to restart every time you did a scene. And I think in truth, we should be restarting every time we do a scene, regardless of the chronological order of what we're doing. It forced me to be in the present moment.
Beginning to sail on a dime, that faraway shores getting very near. We have nothing to fear. We haven't got time.
Maria, our director, would say that Sondheim wrote his music in a very like, he's such an incredibly intelligent composer. He did all of the quote unquote work for us, but he left a little space to bring your heart and soul. And so filling in that space with and she encouraged us as the performers in this production, this specific production, to bring ourselves into the music. So there was like a great technical challenge in the complexities of learning his music and lyrics and keeping it all together. And then at the same time, this space that he creates allows us to have a kind of therapeutic catharsis in getting to bring our own experiences to it.
It started out like a song. We started quiet and slow with no surprise. And then one morning I woke to realize we had a good thing going.
It was more honestly about proving something to myself than proving something to anyone else. You know, I've been lucky enough, you know, I've worked in film and TV for a lot of my life, and with there you always have, like, obviously film and TV actors are, you know, incredible, amazing, but like there is always an editor there as well, and having ended up in a career where I had kind of just started so young that I kind of just fell into it and you know, enjoyed it and then kept doing it. I think there was something about doing stage stuff and knowing that I could survive as an actor in a medium that did not have an editor, that was just you and the people watching you, that was huge in terms of like giving me confidence that this was something I should continue to do. And so I think stage work has always been where I've gone to learn and get a lot better as an actor, and I think that's always kind of what it's done for me.
And if I wanted too much, was that such a mistake at the time? You never wanted enough, all right, tough, I don't make that a crime.
مسلسل إيميلي إن باريس بيرجع بالموسم الخامس اللي بدأ عرضه في منتصف الشهر الماضي على منصة عالمية شهيرة، في رحلة جديدة لإيميلي بتنقلها من باريس لروما. في التقرير اللي جاي بطلات الموسم الجديد ليلي كولينز وكمان أشلي بارك هيتكلموا عن تفاصيله وأبرزها ستايلات اللبس وطابعها الخاص اللي بتتغير بالسفر لإيطاليا.
If we're gonna open an office in Rome, let's really show the Italians how it's done.
Keep your attention on Muratore. The business, not the man.
We want to make sure it's something that people can connect with.
Nothing excited me.
Her friendship and just being around her and having her in my life is the biggest blessing that the show's garnered me. But like, and there's been a lot of things, but I really feel. Let's not cry. But it's a true sisterhood, and it's, I think, the heart of not only maybe our lives with the show in a sense, and it's something we're really proud of.
Yeah. And I wouldn't, I mean, personally, I wouldn't be able to get through it without her.
Same.
And I think the beauty of the sisterhood is only strengthened by what we go through this season. And I do think there has to be, and the respect for each other.
Mm-hmm.
I think it grows and you get to really see that blossom.
And she's a luxury of a scene partner and as a friend too. Insane. So yeah, that we're super luxury in terms of that.
I don't think my ideas are translating, but Rome wasn't built in a day.
And yet, it only took you one day to destroy it.
It is a character itself. It changes the way that you move and feel and talk. We wanted Italy and France to feel different. We ended last season with Italy being a vacation, like phone away Emily. This year she's also working, but she's still having that more carefree, romantic, kind of like letting go feel. And then when she goes back to Paris, it's like, let's go. And so I think the hair specifically this season also helped with that. It was a bit more romantic and then sharper in Paris. And I think just more, when you talk like that, when you said what you said, I imagine just like a heel hitting the ground running. And that's how Paris felt after Rome. Mm-hmm. And then going back into Venice, it was this like whimsical Venetian world where we still have high fashion and like the strength of Paris, but there is that kind of more whimsical feel about it. And it changes how you speak and move. And for Emily, she's gained a voice through her fashion.
Rome is so new and exciting, but I have built a life for myself in Paris. Everything is just going on without me.
You know the saying, you can't go home again? Well, you can. It's leaving that's the hard part.
The know I'm excited for the future. I think you should be too.
I can pull anything out of a hat, but like really wanting it to also like, you know, I come from the world of musical theater where people only go into song when words alone can't propel the story forward. So I think that really taking care that this is not just a spectacle, but there's kind of meaning in it, or it furthers the storyline or the work plot or anything like that more.
And she won't say it, but I can say it for her. If it weren't for her determination and her resilience, they wouldn't be what they are on screen because she's responsible for choreographing. She puts together the numbers. It's on paper, but what you see on screen is because Ashley made it that way. And that is grueling after a long day's work. So she makes it what it is, and I'm
grateful, but she's been an advocate of, again, I did used to have to do everything myself, and I think that for the first time I'm getting the support. If I need a choreographer like Brandon Perry or someone, you know, like, or Carly Tamarin to come in, they've really made it like, let's get Ashley the support that she needs.
She's doing everything, and I'm like, how on earth?
I'm not done with Rome. I need my Emily in Paris. This is gonna be fun.
Maybe I don't have to try so hard. Maybe I can just let things be and it will all be fine.
Yes, it felt incredibly special. It was such an honor, and for me, it was certainly about Emily in Paris. But you know, I think it was just about hopefully the meaning all of the series I've created have had in France, because I think so many shows I've created have had a big impact in France, from Beverly Hills 90210 to Sex and the City, and there's been a through line for me also of sending characters to Paris, from Beverly Hills 90210 to Sex and the City to Emily in Paris. So I've always like had this real love of France and love of Paris. So it's always been present in all of my series. So I was floored to sort of receive an honor like this, and it was just so special and wonderful to have you know, friends and family and cast there to share it as well.
Maybe even better than fine.
Bon retour parmi.
Merci, Claudette.
Regarde, tu vas! T'as failli me tuer!
Yeah, the French are so rude.
Oh my God, you think I'm French? Thank you!
Never let you go.
فيلم The Testament of Anne Lee بيقدم تجربة سينمائية موسيقية مختلفة للنجمة أماندا سايفرد، واللي بتقدم من خلال الفيلم شخصية آن لي، وهي شخصية حقيقية عاشت في القرن ال18، وأحداثه بتركز على قصة كفاحها عشان تنشر مبادئ المساواة وبناء مجتمع جديد. هنشوف إزاي أماندا وصفت التحضير للشخصية في التقرير اللي جاي.
Time is near at hand. I know it. Do not be frightened.
People were terrified of these shakers, these feverish dancing, these loud parties, and they were just very threatened by it. And she was in prison so many times, and then she decided not to eat, and that was the moment. She didn't eat for 2 weeks, and that was the moment her soul kind of left her body in a way. To find true enlightenment, and that, you know, with that physiological experience and the psychological experience that of grief and mourning, I think she found the light in a way that can actually impacted so many people in such a positive way, because she just wanted community. Like, everything she felt she needed was enhanced tenfold because she believed she was the second coming of Jesus, but for the good of everybody. Like, she didn't lead with fear or power, she led with compassion and grace and a maternal kind of hand, and that just doesn't really exist especially in the 18th century, you know, where she just wanted everybody to feel equal and to have a greater purpose together. It was just so pure.
Have suffered on our journey. We have made tremendous sacrifices to receive the greatest love that one can experience.
Because of all the movement and because of the vocalization that, you know, only comes with a musical form, medium, it took you straight into your body and straight into the heart of why they were moving. It is physiological. The breathing does change your mental experience. It brings you closer to the earth, and it brings you closer to yourself. And it's like it's not even conscious. And so the movement and the vocalizing and like there were even times I was in the studio, just creating these sounds that I'd never heard come out of me before, because I was just exploring what my body could do. And with sound and with movement, you breathe differently.
Legend has it, this is what happened to Anne Lee.
It was like very freeing and empowering to be given the permission to just move and not care what you look like. I mean, it was also we were filming in summer in Budapest, so it was boiling hot, and we were like dancing and wearing corsets and heavy skirts and like velvet waistcoats and wool, and so like there was also a lot of sweat that had a big effect on me, at least. I don't know about you.
Me too.
Yeah, that was something. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was, I think that kind of group physicality there, and with that breathing, you can go into sort of a light-headed fugue state of sometimes, you know, coming in and out of these weird waves of bliss and then fatigue.
I hunger and thirst after true righteousness. I hunger and thirst.
I think she has a kind of determination that I don't think a lot of people, a lot of women in particular, are given the permission to have, you know, like she just kept on pushing and pushing and pushing. I think, you know, in lots of areas in the film industry, you very quickly are labeled as difficult if you're a woman asking for what she needs, and so you learn to be pleasant to work with, I suppose. But like learning of Anne Lee's story and learning that she was told no, but she kept on going whilst respecting people and being kind, like I found that really inspiring.
In what I've obtained, of what I obtain, my soul cannot rest. I hunger and thirst.
The way that she takes in the world is very kind of fresh-eyed, and seeing everything for the first time, and in her judgment of things, there's clarity there for her. She's not looking to her left or right and seeing what everyone's opinions are before she makes her decision on what she believes. She kind of has these beautiful blinders of singularity of what her truth is and what her moral compass is, and I think that's a really important thing for us all to remember, to cultivate that and really hold true to ourselves.
I hunger and thirst, I hunger and thirst after true righteousness. I hunger and thirst, I hunger and thirst. I hunger and thirst.
سونج سانج بلو بيجمع في بطولته بين النجمين هيو جاكمان وكيت هاتسون، وبيقدموا من خلاله شخصيات حقيقية. هم زوجين بيشكلوا فرقة غنائية معتمدة على أعمال المغني نيل دايموند اللي بدأ عرضه من أيام في أمريكا. الفيلم مستوحى من وثائقي شهير بيحكي عن رحلة الزوجين.
Isn't it amazing what happened to this couple, you know, and their whole world? I think that's, I mean, it drew me to the story was reading it for the first time. And of course, it said based on a true story. But you read it and you're like, there's no way all of this happened to a couple. And it sure did. And they are, quite resilient. What?
If you wrote it as fiction.
Yeah, they did. You'd be like, yeah.
This is crazy. This is silly.
I know.
But I think that's part of the appeal of it. I was talking over you, sorry. Resilience. That's really, I think, what got me. This couple, and everybody in life knows this. Unfortunately, you sign up for life. You sign up to lifing and going left on you, and it happens. And how we show up for each other and how we stick there and rescue each other.
I find gratitude in the things that have like moved people and they want to talk about and they like to talk about it, you know? And sometimes it can be exhausting because you're like, you know, but because you kind of have to answer the same question and you're doing it for 20 years, you know? But the song that makes them famous, that puts people in the seats, they're like, they do not want to play it. They're like, you know, they don't want to play their hit, you know? And then you're like, but you got to play your hits. That's what people come to see. They can't wait to hear that song.
Might only see once in their life.
It means so much to them, you know? Like, so it's, but you have both kinds of artists, you know? Some people are like, no, it's not about the fans, it's about my art, and, you know? And Mike in this movie is like, this is about everybody, you know, this is about me.
Not being allowed to do anything other than Wolverine. Like if the industry or people were like, that's all we want to see, I might then go, oh, I might said The Fountain, you know, that meant, and I sort of just love what it means to them.
Yeah.
And I kind of dig the variety of it.
Yeah.
My boobs were just a bit bigger, I could be Dolly.
You're blonde?
Oh boy, am I.
All right, put your hands together for Miss Patsy and the greatest hits.
Well, I think what fascinates me most about Snoop Dogg is like my 17-year-old daughter absolutely adores Snoop, but I think that she only knows him as being kind of like a television personality I don't know about, and I just can't wait to explore it and show it to people.
After the show, I was going to take you to this fancy hotel with a big suite and an all-you-can-eat buffet, and I was going to propose and...
What?
Yeah, I got your ring and everything. But if you're not into it, maybe we could still hit that buffet. They got a guy there that does omelets.
I mean, it's definitely disconcerting because, especially as I've been showing this movie to packed theaters, let me tell you, I think that when people usually say a movie needs to be seen in the theater, the place that usually a person goes is spectacle. It's like, okay, of course I need to see a Star Wars or a Marvel movie or a DC movie, like on the big screen with all the effects and all the action sequences. But what I've been finding when people are watching my movie, it reminded me of like when I went and saw like, you know, Titanic. I don't think that people necessarily kept coming back to Titanic because they wanted to see an iceberg hit a boat. I think that it's because these young people started feeling feelings they'd never felt before. They were falling in love with Leonardo DiCaprio. They were crying when he was going to let go and drown in the water. And it's these feelings that I think that you feel with the people in the audience, whether you're laughing and then maybe whether you're crying or cheering or tense. That's really what the special thing is in a movie theater. It's the closest thing that I think a lot of people are going to get to a congregation.
Are you drinking?
No. I'm wondering if the ride would be a little less bumpy if I fell off the wagon.
When was your last meeting?
Angie, what are you doing? You're my daughter. You're not my sponsor.
Stranger Things تحول لظاهرة عالمية بدأت في 2016 مع انطلاقة عروضه على منصة عالمية شهيرة، ووصل للمحطة الأخيرة بنهاية عرض حلقات الموسم الخامس والأخير من أيام قليلة بنفس اهتمام الجمهور بالمسلسل. في التقرير اللي جاي النجوم جو كيري وتشارلي هيتون وكمان ناتالي داير بيتكلموا عن مثلث الصداقة المستمر بينهم وأغرب نظريات الجمهور عن عودة شخصية محبوبة بس كمصاص دماء.
We can begin.
There's no time for us. There's no place for us.
We're really starting to lose it. Being stuck in here, no end in sight. Maybe tonight is our break. We find Vecna. We end this once and for all, together.
Logistically, it was really challenging because we have some of the biggest sequences ever. Actually, the biggest as far as special effects and visual effects are concerned. There's just a lot of action, so it was very challenging on that front. And then it was challenging just on an emotional level, I think. I don't think it really hit us or the cast until the last couple of weeks, but once we hit the last couple of weeks, it was very difficult because we knew we were filming these characters for the final time and we were saying goodbye to the cast. Not like we're saying permanently goodbye to them, but in the capacity of Stranger Things, of playing these characters, and that ensemble will never be together again. So it was hard. It was hard.
This isn't like one of your campaigns. You don't get to write the ending. Not this time.
He's planning to end our world. And he's not gonna stop until we're drained of every last ounce of suffering.
Like you said, we haven't really worked together since season 1, so at the beginning of, you know, kind of the year's worth of shooting, you're kind of looking through the script, like, who am I going to work with? And to my delight, I feel like it was great to discover that we had a lot of stuff to do together, because that means get to spend a lot of time together, and also kind of cool to have these characters sort of meet back up at the end of this story.
Totally, yeah.
And yeah, I think it's a reflection of how far the characters have maybe come as well.
We failed. We never stood a chance. This is not over. Not by a long shot. This whole time, everything we have ever assumed about the Upside Down has been dead wrong.
Mother of God. I don't know. I think, like he says, you know, that's my friend. We're just friends. We're just friends. I think, obviously, you know, when you are first forming those kind of like romantic partnerships in your life, you always kind of have a soft spot for those people in your life. So I think, yeah, I think the same thing is true for these characters. And obviously, we're all still friends and in this unit, so it's a little messy. But yeah, I think it's all in good fun, and none of it is like none of it. They mean each other no harm, I think.
Help me find him. Kill him.
Showtime!
Kinda thought that was supposed to be the easy part.
It was.
There have been some wild ones out there. You know, the one that gained so much traction was Eddie coming back to life as a vampire. I don't know where that came from. But no, Eddie is dead, R.I.P. But that was always a fun one.
Can you imagine? I imagine and try to imagine how it would work.
Joe Quinn
sprouting wings.
I don't know.
Hey, he is flying in Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
That's as close as you're gonna get.
Maybe it could have
Eddie
worked.
Being a vampire
could have worked.
don't know what's on the other side of any of this. If we want to stand a chance of surviving, we need to be a team.
It is time.
I always find the tattoo things a bit
That's strange.
weighty. Yeah,
But
strange.
cool.
I mean, cool. Yeah, cool. A lot of pressure though.
You're on someone's bicep out there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's flattering. I don't know.
It's cool with kids too. I think like we talked about this season 1, but like when you see someone dressing up as your character for Halloween.
Yeah, surreal.
That's so cool.
So fun.
Yeah.
You are going to help me. One last time.
وبكده تكون خلصت حلقتنا النهارده. شكرا للمتابعه، وتابعونا كمان على هاشتاج @showtime اللي ظاهر دلوقتي على الشاشه على فيسبوك واكس وانستجرام عشان تقدروا تشوفوا اجزاء من البرنامج. ولو حابين تشوفوا حلقاتنا كامله هتلاقوها موجوده على منصه واتشت.